Hello, dear Goenkans. I hope everybody is fine. Dear kids, today we are going to solve exercise 7 of the chapter division. And before starting the exercise, we will discuss this formula. This is the formula for verification of division. That means whenever you divide, you can check of your own whether the division you have done is correct or not. Okay, for that you have this formula and you need to memorize it. What is the formula? It is dividend is equal to divisor into coefficient plus remainder. Whenever you divide two numbers, the number you divide is the dividend and the number by which you divide is the divisor. Then after division you get a quotient and a remainder. After getting all these four numbers, dividend, divisor, quotient and remainder, we put these values in this formula so that we can verify whether the division is correct or not. Like for example, we are going to solve exercise 7 and after division each of the part is to be verified. And here let's go for first part. This is 75 is to be divided by 15, and here you can see quotient is 5 and remainder is 0. In certain cases we get a 0 remainder and in certain cases we get a non-zero remainder. So here you can see check is done. How is it done? This D stands for divisor, this Q stands for quotient and R stands for remainder. And when we have got this is the D, this 15 is D, this 5 is Q and this 0 is R. And here you can see in the next step we have substituted the values, and instead of D we have written 15, instead of Q we have written 5, and instead of R we have written 0. When we multiply 15 and 5 we get 75 as product. If we would have any non-zero number here, we would have added to the 75, but here the remainder is 0. So here you can see the 75 that we obtained here as the product of 15 and 5. This is the same number as we have dividend here. That means our division is correct. If we don't get the number, same number back here, dividend here, that means we have done wrong somewhere in the division. This is how other parts are to be done. Here you can see for B part, Q is 55 and R is 6. After dividing 91 by 17. So how we verify it? We multiply divisor and quotient. Divisor is 17 and quotient is 5. When we divide them, we get 85 as the product, and then we add this 6 to it, and adding them we can get 91, which is the dividend. This way we can check the division and we can see whether it's done correctly or not. We should necessarily get the dividend back after adding the remainder. Here you can see in C part, 119 is to be divided by 19 and 6 is quotient and R is remainder. And here after substituting the values of D, Q and R, here you can see 114 is the product of 19 and 6, and when 5 is added to it we get 119, which is the same number as the dividend. That means this division is correct. Likewise other parts are to be done, and exercise 8 is same as that of exercise 7, and we need the same formula here also to verify the divisions, and the formula is to be memorized by the kids. That is dividend is equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder. When we get any dividend quotient and remainder, the quotient should be multiplied by divisor and then their product should be added with remainder. After addition, the number we would get would be the same as we have dividend. Here you can see when 345 is divided by 15, 23 is the quotient and 0 is the remainder. And after substituting the values here in the formula, you can see 345 is obtained by multiplying 15 and 23. Here the remainder is 0, so nothing is to be added. And wherever you have non-zero number, then you have to add that remainder to the product of D and Q. Same is the case with B part as well. When 544 is divided by 17, 32 is the quotient and 0 is the remainder, and check is done. Check or verification, you can say, is done for each part. Similarly, you have to do for other parts as well. 512 is divided by 16. Here you can see 32 is the quotient and 0 is the remainder. And when the values are substituted in the formula, we get 512 back as product of their divisor and quotient. This way other parts are to be done. This was all from this video. Thank you very much. Allah Hafiz.